We always viewed this area as idyllic, very few problems that maybe the cities would have, disasters, that kind of thing. Just a very calm community. And all of a sudden, one day, a fire gets going and everything changes. And a fire rips through and tears up a community that has been idyllic and kind of one of the perfect places to live, or an ideal place to live. And it just tears through and changes everything.
People woke up one morning and their town was no longer there. It was just rubble, ashes, twisted metal, burned off pavement. The fire was so intense. It was everybody's worst nightmares. It was truly a disaster. It was almost like a death row disaster. We all knew it was coming. We just couldn't seem to stop it, and then it happened.
I was hiking with my girlfriend up on a mountain here in Quincy, and we saw the big cloud of fire, and Greenville was on fire. So one call to our conference president up on that mountain. We stopped our hike, and he responded immediately. Our Nevada-Utah Conference, our Pacific Union Conference brought personnel within 24 hours, less than 24 hours of the call. They packed their bags and they were here. It was disaster time and we needed their help.
The Dixie Fire started on July 13th, but it wasn't until August 4th that it burned Greenville, which really escalated the need for bringing resources to this county.
When the Dixie Fires started, Delbert was here right away. All it took was a phone call that allowed him to just come and you know, it's not just coming, but it's the ability to have the first eyes in what is taking place so that he can begin to provide all the stuff that we need to provide. And then you pace that together with working with the churches in the area. In this specific case, the Quincy Church and also the Susanville Church, and the ability to work with the pastor there and with the brethren.
And so one thing, as the pastor of the church, I was very proud of the members because they took the initiative and they stepped forward and assisted. They stepped forward and reached out to conference and union resources to help this community.
Yeah, it's important for us to be involved in our communities. Does God need our help? No, I think He can, as the way He rained manna down from heaven, He could do the same thing with these people affected. But I think that God has called us to be more than that, to be His hands and feet, to meet the people where they're at. And it's important for us to do that, not only in these big fires and these big earthquakes, tornadoes and such, but it's important for us to be in our community daily so that when these things happen, we can make an impact.
And I think that these situations allow for us to dig a little deeper inside and to find that ability to do something for someone else.
After receiving great training from Charlene, 11 of our members got certified to become disaster relief volunteers through ACS. And Charlene helped us to set up a wonderful distribution center here in our fellowship hall. And for a couple months, we were the main distribution center for the months of September and October. And people just came. So many of them had lost their homes, and it was great to just be there and listen and hear their stories and connect with them. We'd sit on the carpet and hear their stories. And they would say, we feel like we're in a department store because we were blessed to have brand new clothing to give them and excellent items that they needed.
So by being ready and knowing who we can coordinate with It gives our government partners with the county, state, and FEMA confidence that we are not going to go and get in the way or get in harm's way, that we understand how to respond and we can coordinate with their efforts as well.
It's important to also work with other organizations. We know that when we collaborate, we can really make a big difference. And for us, it was really important to train our local church members here with Charlene and I. When we come here, we know that we're not going to stay here long term. We're going to stay here for a week or two, even a month. But it's important that our church members are trained. Our church members know how to run the donations management. And so we came and we did that. And this church has gone beyond what we came here to do, and they've been doing a great job.
I have never seen collaboration work as well as it did for this Dixie Fire. People stepped up and people worked together. We had an abundance of cleaning buckets, what people needed to clean up their house with fire damage or smoke damage.
This group here put together a bunch of these buckets I'm sure you know about, and we would take them over there, or as people came in, we distributed them that way. And that's what a great need was that she brought to what I had going, was the transition phase. Transition meaning you have now returned to your house. Perfect timing, I feel.
We helped others by distributing that way. They got things that we didn't have, like Lysol wipes and baby products, and they shared them with us, and we were able to distribute them in our social hall here. Collaboration worked very well.
And in most cases, when you talk about a disaster or the aftermath of a disaster, you talk about the need for strength, recovery, resilience. And I've come to learn that when it comes to collaboration, we're talking not just about the economy, we're talking about the human spirit. And I've learned from my experience with the reaction from people, the collaboration, that we can run faster alone, but we can run further together.